Welcome back, everyone. JAYBONE here for Smash This Podcast. Coming back with episode number 5 of JAYBONE'S Jacked Up Jukebox. Nice little variety of stuff we're going to talk about today. Some classics, classic bands with some new live stuff, and just some new music from some newly found bands that I've just discovered. Also planning down the line to review Judas Priest's new CD. Haven't had a chance to listen to the whole thing yet. I've listened to 3 or 4 of the new tracks that have been featured, slowly released before the whole thing gets put out. And I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to hear the whole thing. So that's what's coming down the road. But let's get into some of this. Let's talk about some classic stuff that just got released from Frontier Records. We're talking about Dokken. They released a new live, or are releasing a new live concert. I believe they're going to release the DVD and CD version of this. And we saw a new video from Frontier Music the other day. They released Dokken's In My Dreams. What a classic tune. And I gotta say, that is one thing about Dokken's music lately is, and I know everyone has their own opinions on Don or the quality sound of the band or whatever. That's neither here nor there in this video that I'm doing right now. All I'm going to say is that when I do like to listen to Dokken, it's the 4 original guys, okay? So this, no matter your opinion on the quality of this, it's still special to me, okay? Anytime you get the original guys back together, it's something cool. It is, because it's something for a lot of classic rock bands. There's that term again I hate using, but these are classic rock bands now. Whenever you hear stuff from these guys, it's 9 times out of 10 when you're listening to the band, it's not the original members. So, the price was right for these guys to get together, sit down, work on new music, which they haven't released yet. They're just little snippets of it. But they're starting to release the concert stuff that was recorded 2 years ago in Japan. And they released In My Dreams on video just a few days ago. I love it, okay? Yeah, Don can't hit all the notes, but the harmonies are there with the rest of the guys, and that helps. I think it helps a lot, okay? And you may have a different opinion on it, and that's fine. That's fine, Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But I'm here to tell you, I think it sounds good for what it's worth, okay? 4 guys that can barely sit together in a room got together, and in my opinion made something special. So I am, for one, looking forward to hearing the rest of this. And it's unique because it's 30 years ago, and the review will be coming later this year, the 30-year review of Beast from the East. They released that 30 years ago in November. So we got a ways to wait for that. But nonetheless, this, 30 years, almost 30 years later, and they're back in Japan and recording stuff, and it's just, it's the original guys. What's not to love about that? Seriously. Like I've said it once, I've said it a million times. There's much more diabolical things in this world to be upset about than something being a little off on this. And heck, it's live, for crying out loud. So I invite you to go check that out. Another classic band that's been around for, well, 30 some years is Bonfire. Just released new music within the last day or so. New song. And I think that their singer that they've gotten now is a newer singer that they've gotten within the last couple of years. I'm not sure on that, but I'm pretty sure he's a newer singer. Crazy For You just got released on YouTube, and you can go check that out. I think it's also on Spotify. So, and when the whole complete package is coming out from Bonfire later this year, I'm not sure. I gotta look that up. But nonetheless, it's coming out within the next few months, I believe. So I'll be looking forward to that. And by the way, all the links for all of these tunes that I'm talking about, I'm going to put in the description of this video. So you don't have to search all over the place, look up odd stuff. You can go look it up right down here and go check it out if you're curious, alright? So, new Bonfire, new Dokken, great stuff. What else? Oh, new bands. Here we go, some new stuff from Frontiers Music. And apparently this band has been around for a while, and the CD actually got released last fall. But this is the first I'm hearing of this band, and I absolutely have fallen in love with it. I'm looking up all their stuff, checking it out. The band I'm talking about is Dirty Thrills. Okay? Now usually when you if you're my age and you're looking up classic rock or glam rock or whatever, and you instantly put something in your head when you see a certain name of a band, like, oh, that's obviously glam or something like that. And that's what I thought this was going to be, Dirty Thrills. And so I was like, and I'm always looking to check out new stuff, okay? Always hunting down new music. And I gave this a spin. The tune was called The Brave, off the CD that got released, Heavy Living. Folks, this song and the other stuff that I've heard from this release, completely blown away by this. In my opinion, it kind of sounds like a modern, heavy, bluesy, almost Black Sabbath type. I mean, not quite as doom and gloom as some of the Sabbath was, but Sabbath was a great blues rock band, okay? And now you put a guy that can sing over it. Just, this guy's vocals are ridiculous. They're so good. In some ways, some of the music that I hear from these guys, like the more bluesy, slow stuff, not ballad, but just slower paced songs that I'm hearing from these guys, almost sounds like the old, slow, bluesier version of Candlebox. Okay, and yeah, some of this stuff does sound a little grungy, but it's more, I think it's more bluesy than grungy. Some of it sounds a little gritty, a little undergroundish, but man, just everything together, the first time I heard this stuff, I had goosebumps, folks, seriously. So yeah, by all means, go check out this band. Dirty Thrills, The Brave, and the rest of Heavy Living is certainly on my to-do list for the near future for checking out some more stuff from this band. What else? The Dead Daisies, fronted by John Corabi, released a new tune within the last, I think it was today, Rise Up, off their new one. I don't know what it's called. I need to look that up. But anyways, new music from The Dead Daisies. Great band. In fact, everything I've heard from, I mean, I'm a big fan of John, so, and his mesh with this band and just everybody working together, everything from this sounds great. This is a band I've been slowly really falling in love with, and yeah, I'll be paying more attention to them in the future and they do a lot of overseas stuff. Hopefully they can do more stuff around here in the good old US of A. We'll see. So, hey, summer's right around the corner, so we'll see where all the bands land, right? And we're going to pay attention to some ladies now. Here we go. Renee Phoenix just released another single off her new EP that's coming out real soon called Follow the Leader. Now she's one of those vocalists that she sounds like, and I know I've said this before, but it bears repeating. She sounds like a modern day Joan Jett. She really does. But some of the singing that she's doing on these newer songs is so different than what she's done before. I mean, she's really belting out a whole new amount of emotion in these songs. So by all means, check out some of her new stuff down below called Follow the Leader. Last but certainly not least, these ladies. Wow. I cannot believe these ladies are not are not more popular than they already are. I'm talking about the Amorettes, okay? And the easiest way to describe this is they sound like a woman version of Motorhead. So all you Motorhead fans out there, missing Lemmy, miss him dearly. Go check out this band, okay? This band has a punch to it. It's got, I mean, seriously, these women have some balls, okay? These women have, this music has more balls than some of the other newer stuff that I've heard out there lately. Blown away by this. The song is called Everything I Learned from Rock and Roll, and it's a nice little tribute to back in the day bands, and it's simple, but it's heavy and it kicks you in the ass. It's just great stuff. I can't wait to hear more from these ladies when this release comes out, and I think it's like another month or two. So that's going to do it for this one. Sorry I haven't done more of these, but some of the stuff that I've heard of, I hear little things here and there, and I try putting it all together, and then other stuff comes first or is more important and whatnot, and I realize it's been a while. So I'm going to try to get back on track of doing these a little more often. One thing I did not want to leave out as far as, I mean, this is all new music stuff related, but as far as news, LA Guns is minus a member now. Their guitarist, and no, not Tracy Guns. Oh man. Michael Grant has left LA Guns to go do other things now. And it sounds like he wants to get back together with his old band, maybe do some solo stuff. It just sounds like he's got some unfinished business somewhere else. So I tell you, with the success and the great sound of LA Guns' latest release on Frontier Music, the Missing Piece, he will be sorely missed from the band. But you know what? I've seen interviews with him, and I've heard some of his older stuff from years ago that he did with other bands or solo, and I have absolutely no doubt that Michael Grant is going to be on to big things, So I can't wait to hear what is next for him. What's also going to be interesting, though, is to see what LA Guns does as far as a rhythm guitarist now. So, yeah. They did not announce one. It seems like this whole thing was pretty abrupt. And that's as far as I can tell. because I heard an interview with, I can't think of the guy's name, Mitch something. I can't think of his last name, I'm sorry. Just did an interview with the lead singer, Phil Lewis, and he praised Michael Grant. So who knows? Who knows where this came from? Maybe it was slowly building. Certainly wasn't anything in the news that has been in the, you could say, the dirt sheets of rock and roll. So we'll see. But nonetheless, I can't wait to see what happens with LA Guns. I know they'll rise from this. I know they will. They've got such a momentum behind them now, especially with this new live one coming out. Can't wait to hear it. So we'll see what comes of this for LA Guns and Michael Grant. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'm J-Bone for Smash This Podcast in this episode of J-Bone's Jacked Up Jukebox, episode 5. If you dig the content, give it a like. If you really like it, give the channel a sub and ring that bell for notifications so you can hear more stuff whenever it pops up on your feed. So that's it for this one. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.